Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we turn pocket change into potential paydays. Today, we're talking about a penny that could make you a millionaire, the 1984 D Lincoln penny. Yep, you heard that right. A simple, everyday penny from 1984 with a Denver mint mark has been sold for an astonishing $1.1 million. Now, I know what you're thinking, I've got a jar full of pennies at home. Am I secretly rich? Well, stick around because we're diving deep into what makes this particular penny so valuable, how to check if you have one, and of course, my own ridiculous experience with coin hunting that nearly got me kicked out of a grocery store. So, grab your piggy bank, because by the end of this video, you might just be calling your bank instead. Alright, let's start with a little background on the 1984 D Lincoln penny. This coin was minted in Denver, which you can tell by the little d under the date. Millions of these pennies were made. So what makes one worth over $1 million? The answer: rare errors, high-grade conditions, and collector demand. The magic behind the $1 million penny. First up, let's talk about mint errors. Coins aren't always made perfectly, and when a mistake slips past quality control, collectors go wild. For the 1984 D penny, one of the rarest errors is the double die obverse, DDO, where Lincoln's face or the lettering appears slightly duplicated. It's like the coin has a shadow effect. And if you find one, congratulations, you just found treasure. But wait, there's more. Condition is key. Most pennies have been through vending machines, dropped in parking lots, or chewed on by toddlers, no judgment. But if you happen to find a 1984 D penny in pristine condition, graded MS-68 or higher, you're looking at the big bucks. That $1 million sale? It was for a nearly flawless, high-grade coin. How to check if you have one now? Let's get practical. You don't need fancy tools, just your eyes, a magnifying glass, and good lighting. If the letters, especially Liberty or In God We Trust, seem doubled, you might have a rare DDO. Check the mint mark. It must have the D mint mark below the year 1984. Condition matters. If it's bright, shiny, and looks untouched, you might have a high-grade coin. Get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. That small investment could mean the difference between pocket change and a life-changing payday. Speaking of finding valuable coins, let me tell you about the time I nearly embarrassed myself in a grocery store. I was at the checkout, and the cashier handed me some change. I saw a 1984 D penny and literally screamed. People around me probably thought I'd won the lottery. I'm holding up the line, inspecting this penny under my phone light, while the cashier looks at me like I've lost my mind. It wasn't the rare double die, just a normal penny. But hey, that's the thrill of the hunt, right? One day, it could be the one. The 1984 D Lincoln penny could be worth over $1.1 million, but only if it has a rare mint error and is in top-notch condition. If you have a jar of pennies at home, it's time to go treasure hunting, and if you love learning about valuable coins, rare finds, and how to make money from your pocket change, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I post weekly videos on rare coins, coin collecting strategies, and money-making tips you won't want to miss. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this, and drop a comment below. What's the rarest coin you've ever found? Who knows, you might already be sitting on a hidden fortune. Hey, coin lovers! Imagine this: you're digging through your change jar, maybe about to buy a coffee or feed a parking meter, and bam! You spot an ordinary-looking 1992 D penny. But what if I told you that little copper coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million? That's right. A single penny, worth more than a Lamborghini, a luxury home, or an entire year's supply of tacos, depending on your priorities. Now, before you start rating your couch cushions, let me break it down for you. Today, we're diving deep into the 1992 D Lincoln penny, why it's so rare, what makes it valuable, and how you can check if you have one. Plus, I'll share a quick story about the time I nearly threw away a valuable coin without even knowing it. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you might be sprinting to check your piggy bank. Alright, let's start with the big question: what makes this penny so special? Well, it all comes down to a tiny detail that most people wouldn't even notice: the close AM error. For context, the Lincoln Memorial pennies from 1992 typically have a small gap between the A and M in America on the reverse, the tail side. But on this rare variety, the letters are too close together, almost touching. It was a design intended for the 1993 pennies, but somehow, a few 1992 D coins were struck with this error before the official design change. This was not supposed to happen, and that's what makes these pennies worth so much. A normal 1992 D penny? Maybe a couple of cents. But a 1992 D close AM? A collector's dream. To put it into perspective, out of the billions of pennies minted in 1992, only a handful of these close AM varieties have been discovered. And when I say a handful, I mean fewer than 20 confirmed examples. That's rarer than me actually remembering where I put my car keys, and because coin collectors go crazy for these kinds of errors, the price skyrockets at auctions. In fact, one of these pennies in pristine condition, graded MS67, sold for over $1.2 million. Even ones in lesser condition have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Alright, so now you're probably thinking, how do I know if I have this golden ticket of a penny? It's actually pretty easy. Look at the reverse, back side, grab a magnifying glass or your phone's zoom feature and check the spacing between the A and M in America. If they're far apart? Sorry, just a regular penny. But if they're almost touching? Hold on to that thing for dear life. The D under the date should be there, meaning it was minted in Denver. If your penny is scratched up, it won't be worth as much. But even a well-worn 1992 D close AM penny can still fetch thousands. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin. A few years back, I was rolling up some change to cash in at the bank. I wasn't really paying attention, just tossing pennies into the rolls like I was some kind of coin rolling champion who's way more into coins than I was at the time. Goes, dude, let me see that one. He grabs a penny from my pile, squints at it, and goes, you almost just tossed a $10,000 penny into the bank deposit. Turns out, I had a valuable error coin. Not the 1992 D close AM, unfortunately, but still a coin worth way more than 1 cent. That moment changed everything for me. I started checking every single penny that came through my hands. And you should too. So, what did we learn today? The 1992 D Lincoln penny with the close AM error is insanely rare, and if you happen to find one, you might just become an overnight millionaire. All it takes is a little attention to detail and a lot of luck. Now, here's what I want you to do: go check your pennies. Seriously, pause this video and start looking. If you find one, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your coin treasure hunt stories. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more tips on valuable coins, collecting strategies, and how to turn spare change into big money. Who knows? Your next lucky penny might just be worth a fortune. Alright, picture this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change for a snack, and you come across a penny. You toss it aside, thinking, just another 1-cent coin. But what if I told you that same penny, if it's a 1990 no mint mark Lincoln penny, could be worth $1.3 million? Yeah, you heard that right. A single penny. 1 cent worth over $1 million. Now, before you run to your coin jar like a mad scientist looking for treasure, stick with me, because today, we're diving into the mystery, the rarity, and the downright unbelievable value of the 1990 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Plus, I'll share a personal story about how I almost threw away a valuable coin, biggest mistake of my life. So, hit that like button, subscribe if you love coin hunting content, and let's crack the code on this $1 million penny. So, what's the deal with this tiny copper coin? Well, in 1990, the US Mint made a small but crucial error. Most pennies from that year were struck with a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco. But a few sneaky ones left the mint without a letter at all, no D, no S, just a blank space under the date. That, my friends, is where the magic happens, and now, at first glance, it looks like any regular penny. I mean, it's not made of gold, it doesn't have diamonds embedded in it, and it doesn't glow in the dark, sadly. But because of its rarity and high demand among collectors, it's worth a fortune. Here's the thing, nobody knows exactly how many of these no mint mark 1990 pennies exist. Some say only a handful, while others believe there are a few thousand floating around in circulation. The best part? Most people don't even know they have one. It's like finding a winning lottery ticket and using it to buy gum. The time I almost threw away a valuable coin. Now, let me tell you about a time I almost had a heart attack. A few years ago, I was rolling up some pennies to take to the bank because, adulting. I had a whole pile of them and wasn't paying much attention. But just as I was about to seal one of the rolls, I noticed something odd. One of the pennies looked a little different. The date was clear, but there was no mint mark underneath. I hesitated for a second but shrugged it off, thinking, it's probably nothing. But my gut told me to double check. I pulled out my phone, did a quick Google search, and boom. My jaw hit the floor. It was a rare no mint mark penny, not the 1991, but still worth a couple $100. Imagine if I had tossed it in with the rest. That was the day I learned never to underestimate small change. Alright, now let's talk about how you can find one of these gems in your pocket change. Here's what to look for: make sure it's a 1990 penny. If it says 1989 or 1991, keep looking, look below the date. If you see a D or an S, sorry, no jackpot for you. But if it's completely blank, you might have a winner. Condition matters. If your coin is super worn out, it may not be worth as much. But if it's in pristine condition, we're talking big money, alright? The big question: how much can you actually make from this penny? Well, one in nearly perfect condition sold for a whopping $1.3 million at auction. Even lower grade versions can sell for thousands. So, next time you're about to toss a penny aside, stop. It could be your ticket to an early retirement. So, what did we learn today? Never ignore a penny, always check for mint marks, and most importantly, your spare change could be hiding a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more tips on finding valuable coins, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about money-making treasures hiding in your pocket. And hey, if you find a 1990 no mint mark penny, let me know in the comments. You never know, you might just become the next lucky collector to cash in. Alright, folks, imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change, maybe enough for a coffee. You pull out a penny, and boom, it's worth $1.4 million. What would you do? Buy a house? Take a vacation? Finally pay off that one parking ticket from 2012? Well, today, we're talking about the 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny that has been making waves in the coin collecting world. Yes, a modern penny, not some ancient treasure, just a regular old penny that most people wouldn't think twice about. But this one? This one is different. So stick around because I'm going to break down why this penny is so valuable, how you can tell if you have one, and what makes rare pennies like this worth big money. Plus, I'll share a little personal story about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin. Rookie mistake, the value, the rarity, and the story. Why is the 2015 no mint mark penny worth $1.40 million? So, what's the deal with this penny? It looks like every other penny you see lying on the sidewalk, right? Well, not exactly. It's missing a mint mark. Usually, pennies from 2015 have a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But some were minted without any mint mark at all. That's a big deal. It's a major minting error. The US Mint makes billions of pennies, but mistakes are super rare. This particular error? Almost unheard of. It's in perfect condition. The highest value 2015 no mint mark pennies are graded at MS 70, mint state 70, meaning they're flawless. The better the condition, the higher the price, and the market? Oh, it's hot for rare coins right now. Collectors and investors are snatching up rare finds like this penny, driving up prices. One sold for $1.4 million at auction. Now, here's where it gets interesting. These pennies are still out there. You might have one sitting in a piggy bank, in a pile of loose change, or, heaven forbid, at the bottom of your car's cup holder covered in soda and regret. There should be anything shinier. The better consider professional grading. If it looks perfect, getting it graded could turn it into $1 million coin. A personal coin horror story now. Let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin. A few years ago, I found a really shiny 1982 penny. Didn't think much of it, just tossed it into a jar. Later, I saw a news article about a rare 1982 penny selling for six figures. I rushed to check my jar, but I had already used the change for a vending machine snack. I paid $100,000 for a bag of chips. Ever since then, I've been obsessed with checking my change. And you should be too, because you never know what treasure you might be holding. Alright, so now you know that the 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be life-changing money. So, before you spend your change on something silly, like I did, check your pennies. You might be holding onto a small fortune without even realizing it, and if you love finding money in unexpected places, make sure to subscribe because I'm always dropping new videos on rare and valuable coins you can find in your pocket right now. Hit that like button, drop a comment if you've ever found a cool coin, and share this with a friend, because who wouldn't want to know their pocket change could make them a millionaire? Alright, let's talk about something crazy: how a tiny, everyday penny could be worth $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. Imagine digging through your couch cushions and stumbling upon a life-changing coin. It sounds like something out of a movie, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to a guy I know. He thought he had just another old penny, tossed it in his change jar, and forgot about it. Fast forward a few months, he decided to check his coins after watching a video, kinda like this one, and boom, he found out he had a rare 1982 D Lincoln penny worth a small fortune. I mean, talk about luck, you could have won too and not even realize it. So today, we're diving deep into what makes this 1982 D penny so valuable, how to spot one, and what you should do if you think you've got the jackpot in your pocket. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just want to start checking every single penny you come across. Let's get into it. Okay, so what's the deal with this penny? The 1982 D Lincoln penny is valuable because of a major minting error. In 1982, the U.S. Mint switched from using 95% copper to a zinc core with a thin copper coating to save money. But during this transition, some pennies were mistakenly struck using the older copper planchet. That mix-up is what makes these coins so rare. Only a handful exist, and collectors are willing to drop insane amounts of cash to get their hands on one. Here's where things get interesting. You might be sitting on a regular 1982 D penny, or you could have one of these ultra-rare, life-changing ones. So how do you check? Look for the D mint mark, it should be right under the date. This means it was minted in Denver. Weigh the coin. The regular zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams, while the rare copper ones weigh 3.1 grams. So if your 1982 D penny is on the heavier side, you just hit the jackpot. The sound test, okay, this one's a little old school, but if you drop a copper penny on a hard surface, it makes a higher pitched ringing sound compared to a dull thud from a zinc penny. Not the most scientific method, but hey, it works in a pinch. So, let's say you just checked your 1982 D penny, and it weighs 3.1 grams. What now? Well, you don't just walk into your local bank and expect them to cut you $1 million check. Instead, here's what you should do. You'll need a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to certify your coin's authenticity. Coins like these go for top dollar at major coin auctions, where collectors fight over them like it's Black Friday. If you want a faster sale, you can try eBay, heritage auctions, or even reach out to collectors directly. Just make sure you know what you're doing so you don't get scammed. You might be thinking, come on, how likely is it that I actually have one of these? And I get it, finding a rare coin like this is a bit like winning the lottery. People do find them. In fact, just a few years ago, a collector sold a 1982 D copper penny for over $1 million. And let's not forget my buddy who almost tossed his rare penny into a vending machine for a pack of gum. Imagine the heartbreak if he had done that, so don't assume these rare pennies are impossible to find. You might have one sitting in your piggy bank right now. That if you have a 1982 D penny, check for that D mint mark, weigh it, and get it authenticated if it's heavier than normal. That little coin could be the key to an early retirement, and if you love learning about valuable coins, you do not want to miss what I've got coming up next. I've got more videos on coins that could be hiding in your pocket, worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin before. I'd love to hear your stories. Oh, and next time you get change at the store, don't just shove it in your pocket and forget about it. Check those pennies, you might just be holding a small fortune. Hey, coin hunters! Have you ever looked at a regular old penny and thought, this thing might be worth a fortune? Well, let me tell you, sometimes it is. Today, we're diving into the story of a 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that's making collectors lose their minds. Why? Because one of these little copper beauties sold for a jaw-dropping $1.60 million. So, grab your coin jars, get comfortable, and let's break down what makes this penny so special, how to spot one, and what to do if you actually find it. Oh, and stick around because I'll also share a story about the time I almost spent a valuable coin on a vending machine snack. Spoiler alert, it still haunts me. Why is this 2015 penny so valuable? Now, before you start digging through your couch cushions, let's talk about what makes this penny worth more than a house. The 2015 Lincoln penny is pretty common. You probably have a bunch of them in your pocket right now. But, as always, the magic is in the details. This particular 2015 no-mint mark penny is special because of an ultra-rare minting error. And when I say rare, I mean finding a 4-leaf clover while winning the lottery rare. Some of these pennies were mistakenly struck on a copper planchet instead of the usual copper-plated zinc. That's right, someone at the mint slipped up, and now collectors are throwing down serious cash to get their hands on these errors. Okay, so how do you check if your 2015 penny is the one? Here's what to do. A regular 2015 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. The rare copper version weighs 3.1 grams. So, if you've got a food scale or a jeweler's scale, weigh it, look at the color. The rare ones have a slightly deeper, richer copper color than your average penny. Do the sound test. Drop a normal penny and a copper one on a hard surface. If yours has a more distinct, bell-like ring to it, you might have a winner. Get it professionally graded. If you think you've got the golden ticket send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication now. Imagine this scenario. You're at a gas station. You buy a pack of gum. You casually hand over a penny that could have paid off your car. This actually happened to a guy in 2019. He found a 2015 copper penny in his pocket, spent it on a soda, and later saw the news that one had just sold for over $1 million. Oof. That's the kind of regret that keeps you up at night. Alright, here's the $1 million, or should I say $1.6 million question. How much can you actually get for one of these? If your 2015 penny is one of the rare copper errors, you're looking at $50,000 to over $1.6 million, depending on its condition. Not if it's in good condition, aka it's seen some life in pockets and cash registers. It could still be worth tens of thousands. If it's uncirculated or in mint condition, congratulations, you're rich now. Before you start planning your new sports car purchase, remember that these coins must be verified by professionals. So don't go quitting your job just yet. That 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny in your pocket could be worth a life-changing amount of money. Look for the weight difference, color, and sound. If you think you have one, get it graded. Don't be the person who accidentally spends it on a candy bar. Imagine explaining that to your grandkids. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got more money-making coin tips coming your way. If you love learning about valuable coins, drop a comment below and let me know. What's the most interesting coin you've ever found? Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Who knows? Your next penny could be your first $1 million coin. Hey, what's up, coin hunters? Ever dreamt of finding a penny worth a fortune? Well, buckle up because today, we're diving into the 1976 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Yes, that little copper beauty that's secretly worth $1.7 million. That's right, a single penny, the kind you might have tossed in a vending machine or left in your couch cushions, could actually be worth more than a sports car, a house, or even a lifetime supply of coffee. Now, before you go sprinting to your penny jar, let's break it all down: why this coin is worth so much, what makes it special, and how you can spot one. Plus, I've got a crazy story about a guy who almost lost his fortune over one of these. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So, smash that like button, grab your magnifying glass, and let's talk about one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever minted. Alright, let's start with the basics. In 1976, the US Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most had a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco. But then, there's the sneaky no mint mark version, struck in Philadelphia. At first glance, it looks just like any other penny, same design, same copper color. But here's the kicker: some of these were struck on the wrong planchet, some had doubling errors, and a few were preserved in pristine condition. Those factors combined make them incredibly rare and insanely valuable. And now, let me tell you a wild story. A few years ago, a guy, let's call him Joe, was cleaning out his grandpa's old coin collection. He found this dusty, unassuming penny and thought, just another old coin. He was this close to tossing it into a Coinstar machine, but something told him to check it out first. He Googled rare pennies, found a match, and took it to a coin dealer. And guess what? That little copper coin was appraised at $1.7 million. $1.7 million. Now, imagine if Joe had just tossed that into the take a penny leave a penny tray at the gas station. Someone could have bought a pack of gum with a coin worth more than a mansion. Moral of the story? Check your change, people. How to spot a valuable 1976 no mint mark penny if there's a little D or S under the date. Sorry, but you're out of luck. No mint mark is what you want. Look for doubling in the letters or numbers. If things look a little blurry, you might have a doubled die error. Some of these were accidentally struck on nickel or silver planchets. If your penny looks way too shiny or doesn't weigh the standard 3.11 grams, it's time to investigate. The closer your coin is to looking brand new, the higher the value. If it's been chilling in a coin folder for decades, untouched by human hands, You're in luck. Where to sell your 1976 no mint mark penny? If you think you've got a rare one, don't just run to your nearest pawn shop. Here's where you'll get top dollar professional coin grading services. Get it authenticated before selling. A graded coin is worth way more than an unverified one. Heritage auctions and Stacksbowers have sold rare pennies for crazy amounts. eBay, but be careful, scammers are everywhere. Always sell through reputable dealers or auction sites. First, check your pennies. The little copper coin in your pocket might be worth more than your car. Second, know what to look for. Errors, no mint mark, and pristine condition are key. And third, don't make Joe's mistake. Before you toss your pennies into a vending machine, do a little research. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I drop new videos all the time, helping you spot rare coins, understand market trends, and maybe, just maybe, turn your pocket change into a fortune. Also, let me know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Let's hear those crazy stories. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine finding a penny in your loose change, only to discover it's worth $1.8 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, hold on to your piggy banks, because today we're talking about the 1963 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a simple little coin that could secretly be worth a fortune. Now, before you start digging through your couch cushions, let me tell you, this isn't just any penny. There are key details that make this one special, and if you don't know what to look for, you might just spend a small fortune at the vending machine. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin valuable and whether you might have one hiding in plain sight. And hey, if you love learning about rare coins that could change your life, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chance to turn pocket change into big bucks. Before we get into the money talk, let's take a quick trip back to 1963. This was the year the Beatles were rising to fame. Gas was 30 cents a gallon, and you could grab a brand new car for around $3,000, about the same price as some fancy toasters today. Now, the 1963 penny was part of the classic Lincoln Wheat series, made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It was one of the last years before the switch to the Lincoln Memorial design, so these pennies hold a special place in numismatic history. But what makes this one so incredibly valuable? Not every 1963 penny is worth millions, so what makes this one a jackpot? There are three major reasons. That's right. No little D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco, just a clean, simple penny. While this may seem normal, since the Philadelphia Mint didn't use a mint mark back then, some rare error coins exist where the minting process caused unique variations that collectors go crazy for. Some of these pennies have serious minting errors, like double dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks, even though there's supposed to be none. These errors make a coin one of a kind, and when collectors are on the hunt, the price can skyrocket. If your 1963 penny looks like it's been through a war, scratched, dirty, or bent, it's probably just worth face value. But if you have a flawless, high-grade penny with sharp details and a bright copper shine, you could be looking at serious cash. A 1963 no mint mark Lincoln penny in MS-67 condition recently sold for $1.80 million. Let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, was absolutely obsessed with coin collecting. One day, we were at a flea market, and he saw a box of old pennies for sale. He paid $5 for the whole thing. I laughed and told him he probably just bought someone's childhood piggy bank. Fast forward a couple of weeks, Dave calls me, screaming into the phone. He found a 1963 no mint mark penny with a rare double die error. He got it graded, and guess what? He ended up selling it for 6 figures. All from a random flea market purchase. You never know when a penny might actually be worth a fortune. So, there you have it, the 1963 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that might just change your life. If you're sitting on a jar of pennies, start looking. Check for no mint marks, minting errors, and pristine condition. Who knows? You might just be holding onto a hidden millionaire's treasure, and if you love learning about valuable coins, smash the like button and subscribe for more tips on how to spot rare and valuable change. Also, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? I'd love to hear your stories. Alright, folks, let's talk about something that might just change the way you look at your spare change forever. Imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions, fishing for some spare change for a vending machine snack, and you pull out a humble 2009 Lincoln penny. You think, it's just a penny, but hold on, what if I told you that this little copper coin could be worth up to $1.40 million? Yeah, you heard me right. Today, we're diving into the shocking world of the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial penny, why some of these coins are worth an absolute fortune, and how you can check if you have one of these gold mines sitting in your pocket. So grab your coin jars, get comfy, and let's get into it. Now, before you start flipping over every penny you see, let's take a little trip down memory lane. The year 2009 was a big deal in the world of U.S. currency because it marked the 200th birthday of Abraham Lincoln and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. To celebrate, the U.S. Mint released 4 special reverse designs, each representing a different stage of Honest Abe's life. This one shows a simple log cabin, representing Lincoln's humble beginnings in Kentucky. Here, we see young Abe taking a break from splitting logs to read a book, a nod to his self-education. This one showcases the old Illinois state capitol, symbolizing Lincoln's time as a lawyer and politician. The final design features the unfinished U.S. Capitol dome, signifying the Civil War and the challenges Lincoln faced as president. Now, most of these pennies are just regular pocket change. But, and this is where it gets interesting, some rare errors and special mint varieties have made certain 2009 pennies extremely valuable. Let me introduce you to the holy grail of 2009 pennies, the special error coins and rare minting varieties. Here are the key ones that could make you a small fortune. This happens when the design is struck twice, slightly off alignment. If Lincoln's features or the lettering look like they have a shadow, you might have a rare double die. Some pennies were struck off-center, making them extremely rare and collectible. A few 2009 pennies were accidentally struck on foreign or older planchets, coin blanks. If your penny looks weirdly thick or different in color, get it checked. High-grade mint state coins, MS67 and above, even without errors, some flawless, uncirculated 2009 pennies can sell for thousands, sometimes even reaching that jaw-dropping $1.4 million mark. Now, let me tell you a quick personal story. A few years back, my uncle, who's a bit of a hoarder, love you, Uncle Joe, was cleaning out his garage when he found an old jar of pennies. He was about to dump the whole thing into a Coinstar machine when I stopped him and said, "Wait. Let me check these first." Lo and behold, I pulled out a 2009 Lincoln penny with a doubling error. We got it graded, and it ended up selling for over $4,500. Not a million, but still, that's a pretty sweet return for a penny. Alright, folks, we've covered a lot today: why the 2009 Lincoln penny is special, what to look for, and how some of these little coins can be worth a fortune. If you've got some spare time this weekend, grab a magnifying glass and start checking your penny stash. Who knows? You might be sitting on a life-changing jackpot without even knowing it. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could make you rich, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss my next video on rare coins worth big bucks. Also, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a valuable coin in your change? I'd love to hear your stories.